Hello YouTube, Infinite Magicraid community, Gandalf here. We are on the server 108 account and today is day 144. So we're mostly through week 20 going into the 21st week. So if you're tracking where the spending is at, that will be $2,100. Very easy to track. I want to take this opportunity to show you where the account is at, and maybe you could do me a favor and let me know what kind of content you want me to focus as this series continue. First of all, sanctuary wise, we just went past the 10,000 mark as we had the weekend summons for the two new heroes from the Unruly Outlaws, Had and Penny. I was lucky enough to get them both. Just let me show you quickly here. So I got 4 copies of Had, 1 Penny. Now, Had is, in my mind, not as good as Penny in the sense of the using PvP is a lot more notable, being able to help with making your CCs uncleansable on a full CC team. You can achieve that right away at exclusive 2. But Had does have quite a bit of DPS potential. So here, he's not fully leveled up. He just has, a level 0 aura here. Emblem, just missing 1. I threw Lance's gear on him, and I thought I'd do a quick comparison in terms of his damage output potential, just so that you get the sense of stats. Here is my Chelsea. Okay, my Chelsea's a little bit better, well built, a little bit higher attack, also higher mastery, 156. But over here, to make up for the difference, he is on devouring set. Where's my Had? There we go. And he has, about 35 less mastery, but he's making up for that difference in skill and basic damage. So I think one quick way of testing is, I think in Guild Boss, you can do a battle test where here is where how they're going to stack against each other. I believe now, let's just quickly, now you can see their damage is about the same, right? But I have to just quickly see now. I do believe Big Jack is still going after Chelsea, right? Yeah, it's still going after Chelsea for all of the buffs. So it's a little bit hard to tell, right? Because all of the buff damage is coming from Big Jack for Chelsea. So Had doesn't actually have the benefit. But you can see every time when Had is casting a spell, you see this little like gun or pistol icon that gets consumed and his basic attack gets boosted. So works really well having a Ben Austin, because that means in between his skills I always guarantee a trigger on the basic attack. And of course Chelsea is basic attack as well. So in this setup, Had is actually having a very good synergy to give rest of the team Ripple, and Ripple is going to benefit Chelsea as well. So the synergy is really strong there. I do believe that, once we have Sorota, which is very soon, this will really change up the burn meta, because you can have Sorota together with Had, and you're also going to have the attack down debuff, and then Sorota also does pursue attacks, allowing the resonance points to catch up a lot faster. Here you can see, because I don't have Jack E2, the resonance, Jack is not contributing to gaining of resonance points. Without a proper full burn support team, it's really hard to achieve that. But you can see during that resonance burst, Had does so much damage. Now, you also can see even in this kind of boss kind of a setting, it does take a while for him to fully gain his resonance points. So in PvP setting, what we're really looking for is maybe in the future there will be a way to quickly boost the resonance points, and then if that could be the case, Had has a massive multiplier. So we'll go take a look after that. But you can sort of see DPS wise, even without the boost from Big Jack, Hat is really catching up in terms of having, you know, very impressive DPS against the boss, much higher than I originally anticipated. You know, now that I have him at E3, let me know in the comments, like maybe you have, like, I mean, it's really hard to come up with perfect tests. Again, maybe it's just because there's a devouring set. You know what, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try to steal the gear over from Lance, and so the two of them swap gear for the most part, and let's see what happens. See how big of damage difference we see. Okay, it is really the gear, I think. The gear does make quite a bit of a difference there. Nonetheless, right? Had I do feel like we'll make, you know, have a really good spot once you're able to, you know, survive, because the attack down will be really helpful, right? And then attack down stacking together with little Jack, as I explained in a video long time ago, having an attack down with little Jack is like a full 80% damage reduction. That's like further halving the damage, like even more for the boss. So all of a sudden, you know, survivability become not that difficult anymore, and you could run the Raven pet a little bit. So yeah, maybe you don't need O'Grady's anymore. I just got O'Grady's on my other account, so we'll see. I think tomorrow is the day, and I wonder if people are gonna manage with using Hat instead of O'Grady's and still survive. So that'll be very interesting to see, because there's no healing in that, but Sorata does provide a little bit of healing. So we'll see how that all turns out. So that's with Hat. Let me put the gear, Lance's gear, back on him just briefly here. So we'll go test this out in some other places as well. What I'll say is, if you look at his damage, for example, in Wuthering Coast, this is where I'm going to put in my Sutter as well. I'll just put in Ben here, but I'll put Sutter, the rest of my burn team. And Sutter being able to pursue and everything here will make it a little bit better to be able to get those resonance point going a little bit. Here you will see that Chelsea will, you know, their damage is still comparable also in this scenario. As you can see, the benefit from the better gear is, of course, making up for a lot of that difference. But in the grand scheme of things, a comp like this is still far from optimal. I am missing a lot of key burn heroes. I kind of want to also show, you know, the damage in PvP. And this is where, if you guys don't know this feature, you can actually fight yourself. So inside the guild interface, you can actually just click the little battle button next to you, so you can actually just fight your own team, and you know what kind of stats you're messing around with. Now why I do this, maybe it's because it's Giselle, and maybe, yeah. And to change this, what you have to do is just, you know, go into your classic arena team for your defense. It picks up from there. So classic arena defense. Let's say I'm not going to use Giselle in there. I just want to do a quick, you know, damage comparison between the two. So you get a good sense for what it's like. So here is on Had. Now the thing with Had is, because both of his ultimate and basic does about the same amount of damage, what I would even suggest or consider, oh shoot, that was stupid of me. What should I do here? Well, I mean, yeah, because Aeroto, I mean, there's several reasons, right? Because the multi-hit is only 3 rounds. If they have Aeroto, a lot of it had just the PvP. I mean, here, let me just make one more change here. Classic Arena defense. Let's take out Aeroto so we don't trigger ourselves to death. But maybe we'll put in a Santa in here or something, just so that we have a little bit more meat to hit. And we'll just compare the damage difference. All right, and then we'll switch back over to Lance's gear in just a sec. Okay. So this is as tanky gets. Okay. See, the other thing with Lance is, that pursuit is damage is very real. Okay, let's check his ultimate very slowly, and we see 3 stages. We will see. Okay, not bad, right? Like if I can do a follow up into this, I'll be able to trigger the other skill, and it will do about the same. Here, let's just do the other skill for skill 2, and I think I think one's like what, a little bit over 400, while like the multiplier between the 2 skills honestly is about the same. You can see will result in the same situation. Okay, we're going to do this one, and you'll see the damage is a little bit higher. Boom, and it's 2 hit. Wow, that was actually a lot higher. Is my math completely off? Hold on. Let's just quickly compare their 2 skill set here. So had with this multiplier is each stage is going to plus 15 attack, burn, damage, right? So this is going to be 2 stages of 45 added in, so that's 440, and over here we got 450. So I don't know why the damage wasn't as notable here. Oh, okay. Sorry. It's because you got the 5. So yeah. So exclusive 3 makes explosive bullets do 150% more damage. That's why it hits a lot harder. So there you go. You saw how hard it hits. That's actually quite impressive for the size of the hit it has there. It ignores defense, all of that. So hopefully, but then if they have Aeroto, all of that, it doesn't really matter, right? Now, if it is resonance, that's gonna be 5 hits. So for in the future, if there's a way to like make him have that resonance right away, like that will be a complete game changer in terms of how much damage he potentially do, right? So there's a few different ways to potentially boost us a little bit further. Okay, now to put things into perspective, I'm going to bring out, give Lance back his gear, just so that you can see. And of course, my Lance is level 180, right? Like just from that alone is going to give him a very much unfair advantage. If we look at the stats difference between the 2 heroes here, so on Lance, yeah, the mastery is still really low. But what you'll notice with Lance is we're at about 12k more attack. So grand scheme of things, when you look at these numbers, just keep in mind Lance is going to be hitting about 25% harder. So we'll put this back and we'll put Lance here. Moricus have to take a turn for the stat transfer to support the blue hero. So you don't have to worry about, oh, Moricus is going to help Lance. Not quite. Yeah, okay, so here we go, Lance. All right, we're going to do it really slowly, and what we see is, boom. The a lot of pursuit is what's actually triggering some of the kills, right? And that's why Lance is better than had in so many different ways from a PvP standpoint. One, it pushes turn meter back, right? That was huge. Let's see if I had worse RNG with Lance. will things be different? Like the overall multiplier and all the other pursuit hits that's going to follow, that pushes turn meter back as well. Like there's just so many different benefits to it. Okay. Let's try if we hit Muron first. Right, like overall, like all these lightning pursuits are just amazing in terms of additional damage, right? Every time, I still got 8 more of these, right? So every time when the enemy is taking turns, like these are not light hits, right? And of course, because of all the turn meter gain now, I can just, you know, follow up with whatever thing I want to follow up with, and it will do a ton of damage. You look at those lightnings coming down, right? They're still coming down. Still pursue. I still got 3 more of those. So lance, and of course the second skill also hits like a truck on enemies that do have so I'm not trying to do a lance showcase here. So I'm just saying like not until we find a way to let Had do his resonance hit much sooner, his PvP potential is going to be limited. And just to put things into perspective, right? Like Had on his regular skill, okay, it's 2 stages of 175. On his resonance skill, okay, is 5 stages. That's like that thing where you saw where it kind of just wiped the team pretty much, like each stage was enough to break through the shield. You hit that 5 times, there isn't a thing. There's no team that's going to survive it. The question is, how the heck do you get it to resonance early? So imagine in the future if we had a hero where it's like, oh, give 10 resonance points and then, you know, increase his turn meter to full or something. That is going to be insane if they had a support in Unruly Outlaw. Immediately Had will become like the best cleave hero from that. So, you know, for those of you who got him and feel a little bit disappointed about him, you know, I'm sure as the meta changes and shifts, like it always does every couple of weeks nowadays, which is kind of annoying. But there might be a future where Had will be seeing a much bigger scene in PvP. But for the time being, you know, he's still going to be in PvE, and I feel like not until Sorota comes out, and, you know, I keep talking about Sorota, you know, this is the hero I'm referring to. I think most people are going to get it next rotation. If not, they will get it this rotation, you know. So since I keep going back to the guild screen, want to take a moment to give a quick plug to the guild. We do have 2 openings. We're on server 108, and you can see that in the latest round, we have Rise to number 1. We have Rose to number 1 in server rankings within our division to be the strongest guild, just for the time being. So we'll love to have more players join us. If you ever are interested and you feel like you can make the cut for the team, reach out. You can just message me. And I hope you enjoyed this quick overview on Had and taking a look at the progress on this account. Oh yeah, I began by saying, you know, we'll cover the progress of this account a little bit, turn into a little bit of a Had overview. So maybe I'll finish the video just sharing, you know, where progress are on other things. Purgatory of 7th Sins, I did start to push for different stage 25s now. I'll probably finish the rest as well. When we look at Abyssal Prison, when we look at Stage of 7 Luli, we are pretty much done. We're working our way through 4. We got a couple to work through. Poison, I just got Willow. We're going to work on Burn. Direct damage, we're going to need higher levels of Dharma. Then we can get into stage 5 for everybody. Over here on Planar Rifts, 360 for everything. I haven't tried to push further. I'm pretty sure for some of them, for example, like Sega City, I could push for a little bit more. I just don't feel like doing it right now. Unless people put in the comments as, get to 450, you lazy bum. I won't do it. Endless Cloister, we're stuck over here again. This is waiting for Dharma to get stronger. All the other stuff I kind of shared before, Elemental City, and pushing along with, you know, Wuthering Coast. I'm still working through it. Wuthering Coast, I'm still around, you know, the 13 bill mark, almost at that 15 bill. 16 bill, which is the nice spot for everybody to strive for. And faction, haven't really worked on Agatha that much. So there's a few faction, for example, Eternal Sect and Forgotten and Wizard. I really need to build out some of the heroes for those. Oh, especially Nameless Brotherhood. I literally have like no heroes over there. So that's it. Yeah. So if you look at my hero list, right, very briefly, really the key limited is E3, Erato, Muron, and Giselle, which have been very lucky on Giselle and Muron to be able to actually get it within budget. They are game changing. So if you think about it, yes, $2,000 is quite a bit. $2,000 over 5 months, that is $400 a month. Yeah, that's probably pretty much all of someone's perhaps their entertainment budget. It is probably on the high end for majority of you watching, and there's no pressure or whatsoever. I think the game is very enjoyable as a free to play. Recently, I actually went around and messed around with a few other games, and I'm getting reminded that getting heroes in this game, one, you have pity. Two, as you need to get exclusive and make them more powerful, you don't need to keep coming back to pull the same copy of that hero. So you really have access to a full diverse pool. The Legendary Dragon Eye system is great. Just from a hero building game perspective, this is actually a lot more friendlier for free to play compared to so many other games I have tried and messed around with. So yeah, I'll end the video here. Let me know in the thoughts below in terms of where would you like to see the 108 series continue, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Gandalf out.